Welcome everyone to the Oklahoma City Police Department Memorial Service. I want to thank our local leaders, our state, federal, and local partners for being here today. We certainly could not do our jobs without them, and they provide a lot of support to us each and every year. Most importantly, I want to recognize the family members of our fallen officers. Everything we do today is for you and in honor of your loved one inscribed on this wall. Their sacrifice, as well as yours, will never be forgotten. I usually take pride in being able to stand up here each year and be thankful we're not adding another name to this wall. Unfortunately, that's not the case this year. Tragically, the name of Sergeant Megan Burke has been added when she was killed in a traffic collision on September 29th involving an impaired driver. With her name permanently etched into this memorial, her memory is also permanently etched in our hearts. Pat, Patty, and Kelly, and all the rest of the family that are here today for Megan, I wish you weren't here. I wish you were spending time together, doing something fun with Megan, texting, talking to her, or just hanging out with her still a part of your family. We all miss her so much. As we honor those making the ultimate sacrifice for our community, we must not forget the officers who've been injured and are suffering from violent encounters or vehicle collisions or other incidents that sometimes the toll of this job can take on our bodies. Sometimes these injuries are visible, but more oftentimes they're not. Oftentimes, the wounds you don't see are the most difficult to heal. We pray those officers may find peace and comfort as well. Before I introduce our guest speaker, I want to again thank all of you for being here to honor our fallen officers and to support their families. Thank you so much. So our guest speaker today, Johnny Kuhlman, was born and raised in the Oklahoma City metropolitan area. He graduated from Mustang High School in 1979 and joined the Houston Police Department in 1980. In 1983, he moved back to Oklahoma and joined the Oklahoma City Police Department. He continued his education with an Associate of Science in Police Science Technology and a bachelor's degree in Organizational Leadership from Southern Nazarene University. Kuhlman is also a graduate of the FBI National Academy, the FBI National Executive Institute, and the Police Executive Research Forum. Kuhlman served with the Oklahoma City Police Department from 1983 to 2018, rising through the ranks to become a deputy chief in 2003. He continued in that role until he was nominated by President Donald Trump to be U.S. Marshal for the Western District of Oklahoma and was confirmed by the Senate in March of 2018. He retired from the police department on March 30th, 2018 and became the 23rd U.S. Marshal for the Western District of Oklahoma on April 2nd, 2018. As U.S. Marshal, Kuhlman is responsible for 40 counties of central and western Oklahoma, including Oklahoma City. His responsibilities encompass leading and directing operations, including security and protection of the United States courts, criminal investigations, fugitive apprehensions, execution of federal court orders, and other law enforcement activities. Marshal Kuhlman has a special connection to the Oklahoma City Police Department. He not only served 35 years with the department, but his son continues his legacy by serving as an Oklahoma City police officer. We are honored to welcome my good friend and Marshal Johnny Kuhlman back as our speaker for today's service.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for that, Chief. I appreciate it, and what an honor it is for me to be back here today. Hopefully the Oklahoma weather gives us a little break, but once again, thank you so much, Chief, and to the police department for inviting me back, because this is like coming back home. It doesn't matter how long you're away, it's coming back home, and when you get to visit with people, it really means a lot, so I appreciate that. I also want to recognize the families today. Obviously, having grew up here, I recognize a lot of you and have felt that heartbreak with you over these years. Obviously, some of these names, a lot of them I didn't know, but a lot of them over the past 35 years I did, and so my heart goes out to you. I only hope today that the words that I say for your fallen loved ones gives your fallen loved ones the respect and honor that they deserve. I would also like to recognize the government leaders that are here today. You know, something that goes unsaid a lot is it's so appreciative that they can come here and show support, not just for this police department, but for our fallen officers, because without their support and the community's support, police department can't really function like it's supposed to. And I don't think I have to tell you that not all cities have that luxury. You know, I did some looking, and the first recorded line of death was April the 1st, 1786. Obviously a long time ago, Sheriff Benjamin Branch of Chesterfield County, Virginia, And the story goes, while on routine patrol, he was thrown from his horse and died. I know that's a long time ago, but I really never thought about that. It started a long time ago, but that was the only recorded line of duty death that year. Obviously, that number has gone up ever since and continues to climb, but I still submit that even one death is way too many. You know, law enforcement has changed a lot over the years, but what hasn't changed is the courage and bravery of police officers across this great country willing to sacrifice everything, including their lives, for something that they believe in. You know, in my opinion, it has never been more dangerous to be in law enforcement than it is today, and I also believe it's never been a more complicated job or one that's more scrutinized. And in that, there are 800,000 law enforcement officers across this country that risk their lives every day for their communities. The sad part about it is, in that history, over 23,000 have died while performing that duty. You know, few people, I think, really sit back and think about that, and think about how we rely on law enforcement to defend the principles of law and order and to protect us day in and day out. Nor do they think about what would happen if we did not have police officers out there every day to keep that order in place. You know, one of the most ancient principles is that everything is created by law and order, and I think that holds true today and will forever. You know, our judicial system ensures that the rule of law is maintained in our society, but law enforcement is on the front lines of that battle. And I'm here to tell you, I do believe it is a battle. It's a battle between right and wrong. And I think a lot of people in our society believes that that line has blurred somewhat, but I do not. I believe it's still a strict line and that the law is pretty black and white. The proof of that battle is why we're here today, to remember those servants who sacrificed their lives to maintain that rule of law. And you can't have a ceremony like this without talking about valor. You know, the definition of valor is great courage in the face of danger, especially in battle. Well, in the Old Testament book of Judges, God said to Gideon, "The Lord is with you, you mighty man of valor." So mighty men and women of valor have three distinct characteristics: strength, courage, and passion. And that's what it takes to be a good policeman. And I think this is a perfect description of your loved ones, that their courage and bravery are unmistakable in the face of danger. You know, we will never be able to repay you for our debt for our fallen officers to you and their families. We can only acknowledge that debt today and honor those servants through our actions and in days of remembrance like today. You know, as we mourn the loss of each and every one of your loved ones, remember, they did not die in vain. They died defending their community and holding that line of law and order. And I also want to challenge every officer standing here today that's wearing a badge. I challenge you to wear your badge with pride and integrity in remembrance of those servants who gave their lives also while wearing a badge, and also to honor the families that are here today that have sacrificed so much. So I'm going to end today with a quote from the 5th chapter of Matthew. "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God." Thank you very much. May God bless you.
G.W. Jackson, 1890. W.F. Byrd, 1919. Briggs Chumley, 1924.
Reese Gallion, 1951. Benny Cravett, 1954. E.H. Mills, 1954. In 1974. Megan Burke, 2022.